Hi guys, it's Paris, the founder and CEO of this channel here. So today I'm going to simply walk you through my way of doing a sew-in with a closure. So we're going to get right into it. First and foremost, I washed and I clipped the dead ends of her hair, and as you could see, I was just greasing her scalp. Not only did I grease her scalp, but I greased her hair too. Because what good is a protective style if you don't take care of the hair underneath it, right? Right. So, I'm taking my clip and my comb to remove the excess hair away from my first braid. Then I'm going to take a piece of hair extensions to alleviate the stress on my client's edges. I'm going to bond them together with a simple braid. And I like this method because, as you can see, my client has a head full of edges because I'm not ripping her hair out, or you attach the tracks to the edges, and I just don't feel comfortable with putting tracks on a client's direct edges without that extra support. So, yep, I add a piece of hair. And of course, we're not going to do a leave out because she's natural, and we don't want edges from Africa and tracks from Brazil. And if you don't know, shop hairsopretty.com for all your bundle needs. I am here for you. So again, I'm doing a closure. So I want my foundation as flat as possible for my closure to be as flat as possible. So I usually just braid the front down on both sides, and I leave a part where my client want her part at. So she's gonna get a side part. So therefore she have longer braids on one side than the other. And then I'm going to take that last braid, make sure they match up on both sides, and I'm just going to do a complete circle. Those excess braids, I kind of like weave them through the hair, and then I just braid on top of it because it makes the foundation like flat. It keeps it flat. And in this video, I actually just combined them to the second braid, I believe. But really, if your client have like real thick hair, all you have to do is you might take one of the braids with the second braid, and then take the next one all the way to you get to the end of your circle. I hope that made sense, but if not, let me explain it one more time for the people who may be a little bit slower than others. So you see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Those excess braids right there. Instead of combining them into the next braid, like all of them, I might take like every other one and combine it in the next braid, or I might take the first and the fourth, depending on how thick the hair get, until I can get it all the way to the end. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to keep the hair flat. So this is my foundation. It works really well. I do it all the time. And then, as you can see, I cut my closure already so it could blend in with my client's scalp. And no, I did not bleach the knots, but if you bleach the knots, the better your closure will look. Here I'm sewing down the front because everyone knows your closure slides back. I'm going through the hair and through the mesh of the closure, and I don't pull tight on it because I don't want for the closure to bundle up, ripple, whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all been having them loose closures. Ooh, I'm gonna have to bleep that out. But anyway, when I do my sew-ins, I like to start from right behind the ear, and I do sew through my welts because I feel like it's more secure in the initial sewing process. So like those first 3 tracks, I sew within the welt. I feel like I'm just talking, but anyway. So let me tell y'all something easy. When you go under the braid like that, like the first time I did it, when you go under, it's much more easier to sew the hair in versus going over top. I don't know why I was going over top in this video, but I think I'm used to doing it both ways. But I can tell you for sure, instead of going over the braid, if you go under, it's more easier to sew it in. But you can see I use my finger to keep the thread from tangling in with the hair. So yeah, I use my finger for that. And then, you know, of course you're gonna wrap the needle a few times just to like knot it, so that the you know, that's another way of securing your tracks. The first one I do it single, and then I double those tracks, and then I go back and do the same thing. See, double the tracks. That's just my thing, you know, to get the most out of your no, to get the fullness in your hair. And usually I take the first bundle and I put it all in the back. So I give myself from the hairline to the top of the ear to put that whole bundle, just so my back can be as thick as possible. So when I start here, I'm using a whole new bundle of hair. I'm doing the same thing. See, here I'm sewing under the braid instead of over the braid. It's easier, I'm telling you. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I did the closure, I only tacked it like on both sides, and then I sewed it down in the front of each. I mean, I sewed the front of the closure down, and then I tacked the back. So it was like one in the front, one in the middle, one in the back. And then I'm going to show you at the end how I secure my closure or whatever. Here I'm just adding tracks. I don't know if you guys want to hear me talk, but yeah. And I don't use nets because, I mean, if a client prefer a net, then I use a net. Or if they have like hair issues that requires them to use a net for whatever reasons, then I use a net. But if my client have a full head of hair, I usually don't use a net, because I feel like when you go to wash your sewin, which you should, it's easier to get the dirt off of your scalp when you don't have a net. And there's this little comb pick thing that you can use, but I don't like that personally, because I don't feel like it works. So I just like, me personally, I like to be able to stretch my scalp when I'm washing my sewin, so I don't use the net. And when I wash my clients sewin, I need to stretch their scalp too, because I need to make sure their hair is clean. So that's my purpose of not using a net, but to each his own. To each his own. Fun fact about me, my favorite style to do are sewins. My favorite styles to do are sewins. Fun fact. Oh, look at my braid, y'all. Y'all wonder what I do with the last braid in the circle. I tuck it. I take a hair beater and I push it through like the third braid all the way to the middle. If you use the long one, if you're using the shorter beater, just go to like the first braid, and you just gonna have to keep doing it. But I push the beater through the braids, and then I put the hair into the hole of the beater, and then I pull the hair through the braid, so my braid actually go underneath the other braids. If you look in this part of the video, you can see it, like the braid goes under, and then I, you know, go back to the middle and I pull it back to the middle. And you need to do it however long it takes to you know, delete the whole braid. I mean, not delete, but you know what I'm talking about. So the whole braid is under the other braids. Now here is what I was talking about with the closure. So I'm taking the closure, my last weft, and sewing them together. And make sure when you do this that you do put the needle underneath the braid. Yep, look at my closure, looking good. Looking good. Do this all the way around to get to the end. I usually leave like a little space between my last braid and the final, not last braid, but the last track in the closure, so I could put this last track, you know what I'm saying. So I can do this. You see how my closure up? I didn't sew it all the way down. And also, when you sewing down your closure, do it as close as possible. That way your there will be no pulling in your closure. It'll be like super flat. Super flat closure. Super flat. So, boom, boom, boom. Check me out. Check me out. So, I'm just hairstyling. Really, she just wanted her hair flat ironed. So, I'm flat ironing her hair. And look at my flat irons. You know I love them things. I still got them. They don't even have the brand up there no more, but I know what brand it is, but I won't tell you guys because this video is not sponsored. But yep. And I hate when people say your heat is too high when you can see the steam coming from the flat iron. No. Well, I can say on my own defense, I use product on my hair, so when I run the flat iron through it, I'm burning the product off, and that's fine. That is so fine. So as you can see, her hair look great. And that's just with this spray that I use. It's like a heat protector. It's like a serum. Yeah, it's a lightweight serum. So first I do this to get her hair, you know, moving like this. And then at the very end, I put a pressing cream on it. Less than like half of a dime size. And I rub it in my hand, get it real hot. And then I apply it to the outer layer of her bundles just to make them look sleeky, you know. So yep, this is just hairstyling. You can style your sewing however you want, and you also can do the same sewing with the leave out. Yep. So when the wind blow back, honey, they think this your hair because your shit is on fleek. Y'all, look at my client. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she beautiful? Look at that hair.